Country Forum today being brought to you by Banner Payson Medical Center, George Henry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, At Your Service Cleaning and Tree Service, Hospitality Wireless, ITD Group Computer Services, and Anytime Fitness. Well, it's Friday morning, it's 5 minutes past 9 o'clock. You know what that means? Yep, it's time for your hometown movie guys on Rim Country Forum. With us, actually live in the studio, all of the hometown movie guys, Tina, Craig, and Andy, ready to tell us everything we ever wanted to know, and even a little more about what's going on at the local theater. Well, first of all, no, quit talking there, computer. Anyway, meanwhile, how y'all doing this morning?
Super.
Super, in a word.
Grumpy.
Uh-oh, Tina's grumpy again, so.
I'm good here.
All right, all good. And,
The chick thing.
the power was out at the Sawmill Theater, it's back on now, so life is good. The popcorn machine will be functional here this morning, so it's all good. Well, one of the things that we need to talk about is the fact that, this is that time of year, and I know you were mentioning this last week, Craig. This is kind of a slow time of year for the theater industry overall. There's actually no new movies being released anywhere this week.
Yeah, no major releases. Labor Day weekend is not a big one for film, and
Right.
but what it is, I think we're kind of coming down off of the summertime with
Right.
all these big blockbusters going out. It was a huge summer, but September it kind of cools off.
Yeah, and I know you have, one of the things that you have a special one-week encore presentation of It. Now, I understand they have a new It coming out.
Yeah,
Right?
now that's going to be next week. We got a pretty big release with the chapter 2 of It.
And this is Stephen King's spooky, scare the heebie-jeebies out of you and all that.
Pennywise the Clown, yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, it's weird how, matter of fact, on Facebook the other day, I had shared a post that someone had posted up of a way to bear-proof your garbage dumpster. They had one of these spooky-looking animated clowns that like you would put outside your place, maybe at Halloween or something. And it's a motion-sensitive thing, where as soon as the bear touched the garbage dumpster, this thing started, and light, the eyes light up and all that, scared the bear away.
Oh, nice.
Even bears don't like clowns. Anyway, but that's what I was saying. This is the first one here. This came out how many years ago? The first
2017.
And so it's about 2 years old, and that was a big hit, was it not?
Over $700 million.
That's a
One
big
of the, actually might have been the highest grossing horror film of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and the second one is I said the second one comes out next week now, but it's supposed to be better than the first.
Wow.
It's supposed to be really good. It's already breaking ticket sale records. So
Now the first version, which is playing now at the Sawmill Theaters, 7 young outcasts are about to face their worst enemy, a shape-shifting evil that emerges from the sewer every 27 years to prey on the town's children. Now this is rated R. You don't want to take your kids to this because they will be emotionally scarred for the rest of their
it's
life.
pretty creepy.
Don't take
you know,
me, don't
it's,
take me. I have a hard time with it.
You're not into spooky movies?
Well, some spooky, but I have avoided the other It, and I will avoid this It. I will not, yeah, I know.
It's a good one.
I know,
if
that
you like
Greg
horror,
is,
this
yeah.
this is well made. It's not just it's got a little bit to it. It's not just boo and
Right. Well, and as we mentioned last week, some people really like horror movies, and some people really don't. And I know even in my own family, we have that debate between some of us. The big question here is, as a zombie aficionado, what does Andy McKinney actually think about It and spooky movies in general?
Don't like them.
Okay. Hey, don't mince words with us.
And frankly, I've never really been pleased with the Stephen King translations to the big screen.
I agree.
Uh,
Except for The Stand, which was that 3-parter or 4-parter that was on TV with Gary Sinise.
Right.
That one was good.
Well, now what about The Shining? I mean, was that better in the book version rather than the movie in your
Yeah,
opinion?
there are some exceptions.
Oh, okay.
But The Shining absolutely is a spectacular movie. The original Carrie,
Right.
just great.
That was a spooky one.
But there've been, I don't know, a whole pile of scary Stephen King movies, and most of them I haven't thought much of.
Oh, interesting. Well,
this one, however, the 2017 version of it, budget of 35 million, and
Wow.
as Craig said, brought in 700 million. So, sometimes it really doesn't make any difference what I think or what critics think. If the people like a movie, they're going to go see it. So there you are.
And apparently, a whole bunch of people did, making that kind of revenue. Hey, we got a caller on the line.
Let's not lose one.
That's really. Back to the phones. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when did this metamorphic change take place? Because I do remember as a kid, right after the dinosaurs died off and everything, I remember, you go to the circus or something, the clowns were funny and they were on unicycles and juggling and stuff like that, and it was
and
fun.
even at the rodeo clowns.
Yeah,
right?
well, they're rodeo clowns now, they're still cool.
Yeah,
I don't care how
they
you
are
slice
cool.
it. But Andy, I mean, was this your fault?
No.
Oh, yeah, you know it was.
Was it just that some of these, the spooky movies, like say It, has caused us to change our perception?
No. If you remember in Uncle Buck, John Candy had arranged for a clown to come for Macaulay Culkin's birthday party.
Okay.
And the clown showed up on the doorstep drunk.
Well, this is kind of like the bad Santa of clowns.
Yeah, and I think that there's a significant poor performance on the part of the live actor clowns in that genre. I don't think it's a high level profession, and I think that
they do have clown schools.
Yeah, they do. But you're 3 years old and you've got some big, Krusty the Clown guy going,
Yeah. So do clowns scare you? I mean, do they creep you out at all?
no, I don't care
Okay.
about clowns.
How about you?
I don't care about clowns at all.
Yeah. I don't care about them at all. All right.
Yeah, it does seem to be kind of a phobia.
Where's
I
the
think,
love, Andy?
that hits some people and not others. But
Right.
I think the jump from a happy clown to a scary clown is not that big of a leap. I mean, they're already in the makeup and everything, and it's kind of an easy transition to
Right.
push them into that kind of psychotic thing. And stuff like everyone's seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer clowns from outer space. I think I missed that one.
It was a little bit over the top, but
Yeah.
yeah, there were actually killer clowns from outer space that would wrap people up in cotton candy and then they'd suck out their innards with a straw. So
Oh yeah, I can see that.
if
yeah.
you get a chance, definitely watch
This is a double feature with a stack of the killer tomatoes.
Especially if you happen to be suffering from insomnia, this might just work.
Hey,
out great.
there's a fear of clowns name. It's coulrophobia, C-O-U-L. Means a persistent and irrational fear of clowns, and it possibly originates from the Greek kolon, which means stilt or stilt walkers, because clowns often walk on stilts.
Oh, there you go.
So there is a true recognized phobia. I mean, is it?
So there's the answer to our previous caller. It
Yeah.
all started with clowns walking on stilts. It just freaked us out because, man, that guy's tall.
Who knows? Yeah, but
Weird.
there are people who actually have a fear of clowns.
And it's curable.
Coulrophobia, C-O-U-L, cool, who knows?
And on a completely unrelated note, I have to say, I invented a new word yesterday that I'm really proud of.
Ooh, let's have it.
There's been a lot of politics talked about recently here.
No.
And there's been people that, have contacted me talking about all of the talk and, just like nonstop, blah, 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 blah. And not pointing it in one direction or the other. I think it's equally dispersed amongst the various points of view. But I came up with, because some person had said something about, that it's just kind of like they're vomiting words. And so I came up with a new term yesterday that I'm going to find out creative ways to use, and it's linguistic regurgitation.
Ooh.
I really like it a lot.
I'm writing it down.
I'm
This
gonna
is
I'm gonna write a book about
linguistic
linguistic regurgitation.
regurgitation.
All right. Anyway, now that I got past that.
Yeah,
That's
excellent.
the linguistic regurgitation syndrome is something that we run into quite frequently.
Yeah.
Especially here on Friday mornings,
Running
right?
at the mouth, right, running at the mouth.
Well, and although we could spend a whole hour talking about that, we need to move on. Another movie playing at the Sawmill Theaters. This one's rated PG-13. Blinded by the Light. Bruce Springsteen's music inspires a Pakistani teenager to find his own voice and follow his dreams. And in today's Pace and Roundup, and if you haven't picked one up yet, I urge you to do so, there is a stellar review about this movie written by none other than Andy McKinney, and you say every teenager should see this movie.
Actually, I didn't say that. My new movie buddy that I watched the movie with the other day suggested that.
Obviously, I didn't read the whole.
No, he took credit for it.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is absolutely the best movie of the year, and I do encourage everybody to at least this one time to get yourself a copy of the Roundup.
Wow.
And read my review. This is just a grand, wonderful movie.
Oh.
It's directed by, I'm going to have a little trouble with this one, Gurinder Shada.
I had trouble just listening to it.
Yeah, and she will, it's a she, she will be remembered by most of us for directing Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Keira Knightley, wonderful
Yes,
movie.
which it really kicked off Keira Knightley's career. But this is just a great movie. Unfortunately, it has not has not found an audience yet. It's only brought in $9 million this week, which is by Hollywood standards, as we well know, is
So
not very
Casey,
much.
we need to change that. Everybody within the realm and reach of our voice says needs to go to this movie,
All right, now, so,
including me.
now, what's it been like this week at the Sawmill Theater? This has been just 1 week ago that you started it, right?
Yeah.
And have you had many people showing up for it?
It's been okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Andy said, though, not really taking off. It's a movie that got good reviews. You know, as you said, sometimes movies just don't find an audience. It's
Right.
kind of a, and it's not necessarily a good movie, bad movie thing. It's kind of weird.
So-
and this is kind of one of those.
Right, so Andy, is this a great moral to the story? Is that why you're saying every teenager should see, or as your movie buddy said, every teenager should see this? What do you think?
It has that aspect to it. I like it because it's just so wonderfully done. Great acting. It's a coming of age story set in a real crummy town in England in 1987. And the high school kid, or their equivalent of a high school kid, is the son of Pakistani immigrants. So you've got all the general familiar high school coming of age stuff, you know, and I don't know if you can still remember being in high school, Randy, but
Vaguely, it was the 70s, you know, what can I say?
yeah, it's being in high school is not a bowl of cherries for anybody.
I would say for me, it was probably the darkest time of my life.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas!
That's just honest. It was I wouldn't go back to that time in my life for all the tea in China.
Oh, well, you would enjoy this. So you know you've got all that kind of stuff. Plus, you've got really inspirational stuff about, and this is why I think my movie buddy wanted teenagers to go see it. Stick-to-itiveness, work hard, keep your nose clean, shoulder the rhinestone, and all of that kind of stuff.
The wheel.
Shoulder the wheel,
Grindstone, man, you lose your shoulder.
nose to the grindstone.
Either one of those sound painful to me, but anyway.
Heading to the grindstone.
Follow your dream and all of that kind of stuff. Plus, it's got another whole layer of really intense and intricate familial love and can't get along stuff
Right.
because of this ordinary generational differences, but also the differences between cultures, between the old grown-ups from Pakistan and the new kids that are trying to make their way in England, while being absolutely held in check by the parents.
Now, you mentioned it's only generated about $9 million in its first week. How much did they pay to make this movie?
15.
All right, so, maybe in another month or two?
Sleeper, maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll find out. But Lion King's doing well.
Yeah, well, and we'll find out more about that too coming up. We have to take a quick break, back with more on Rim Country Forum. Also, coming up in our second half hour today, Maya Crespin from the Rim Country Regional Chamber of Commerce is going to be in telling us about the upcoming business showcase. We have a lot of information for you right after this.
Are you tired of your unreliable internet?
Some of it'll even be interesting.
Suddenly it's on, suddenly it's not. Suddenly your bill goes way up. They claim unlimited
Well, I
data.
don't want
I'm wondering if this Pakistan boy movie may be not finding an audience because of the other Pakistani movie recently in which the kid won a lottery or something.
Or was it the Pakistani kid that did the?
India,
He was
maybe
all
it
of
was
a sudden
India.
the only person to do the Beatles music,
Oh,
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah,
or was he Indian?
Yeah,
yeah.
either Indian or
Yeah.
Pakistani.
Well, and also remember, Slumdog
Slumdog Millionaire.
And
Yeah,
then
that's what I was
also the
thinking, yeah.
Pakistan, Freddie Mercury was Pakistani. And his parents, there was a real, you know, the generational thing.
Build the wall. Yeah, sorry. An invasion.
Maybe we're Pakistani teenager suffrage. Got too many of them this week.
I'm feeling Pakistani intolerant. Got one more commercial here. Don't worry about
You
it.
sure you're,
You got
are you sure
Packy
you're,
tummy,
that
do
isn't
you?
on?
Packy
What's that?
Are
tummy?
you sure that isn't on? Because you know, in
I know that one is.
In England, they call it, you know, Pakis, you know, and it's a very derogatory term.
I've spent a lot of time in India. I've been all over India. I mean, all over India. I've never been to Pakistan though. But
I
I
was in the 50s.
George Henry's Plumbing.
I have some people I love, some experiences that I cherish in India. But if I don't get back there for the rest of my life, that's okay.
That's why Tina is grumpy.
I'm grumpy.
All right, here we go. By the way, we got a whole bunch of stuff to blow through here in 9 minutes, so here we go. Welcome back to Rim Country Forum in our first half hour today, talking with your hometown movie guys, Tina, Craig, and Andy with us in the studio. And we've been talking about the first version of It playing at the Sawmill Theaters. The second version comes out in a week, and they're the second chapter to that story 27 years later. That's going to be interesting. Blinded by the Light we were just talking about.
Best movie of the year.
In your opinion, best movie of the year? No kidding.
Yes.
Wow. All right, so wow, go see Blinded by the Light, best movie of the year, and no one else has, really not too many people have gone and seen it yet. So it might be a little hidden gem for you down there at the Sawmill Theaters. Check it out, especially on this weekend where I don't know about you, but on these big holiday weekends where everybody and their brothers coming up from the valley, the best thing to do is hide. Theater's a perfect place to do it.
Absolutely.
It's air conditioned. What about Good Boys? Three boys ditch school and embark on an epic journey being hunted by teenage girls. Well, that sounds like a dream I once had. It's rated R, plays at 1, 3, 10, 5, 20, and 7:30. How's this, did they spend much money on this one, Andy?
20 million, 52 million back. This is
About a break even almost.
oh no, they're solidly profitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's going to get himself a new hat. Seth Rogen produced this. It's kind of in the genre of potty mouth kid movies.
So blue humor stuff,
Yeah, it's R-rated, so don't take the kids.
right?
Were the kids in it below the age where you could take the kids?
Yeah, these kids can't go see their own movie.
Okay, this is making me grumpy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you were grumpy when you walked in here.
Well,
Come
it's
on.
making me grumpier.
Ooh. And by the end of this half hour, we're going to make her grumpy-esque.
There we are. The thing about this one, unique thing about this one is they've dropped the age of the potty mouth kids from being teenagers to being not yet in middle school, so they're young guys.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, again, that plays at 1, 3, 10, 5, 20, 7:30. Hobbs and Shaw also still playing. The Art of Racing in the Rain and The Lion King.
Hobbs and Shaw, hugely successful.
Right.
Dumb movie, hugely successful.
I think Andy's grumpy too.
No!
And to try and reverse that, let's take a call. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning.
Hey, baby.
Weehaw, we love Wodio.
You in today's paper,
Go see it.
read this, I probably would not have gone and seen it. And then the thing too is that should be mandatory viewing for our senior class here in Payson. I love that thought. next item note, I gotta go see Hobbs and Shaw from your review of that one, because didn't you say something like, plot, who cares about the plot?
We don't need no stinking plot.
I think there's going to be a shark zombies.
Ooh, shark zombies. I mean, the only thing scarier than a shark in the water is a shark zombie.
Yeah, that's Joaquin Phoenix doing a new Joker film.
So this is Batman and Joker, right?
You know what it is? I don't think Batman has anything to do with this film. It's kind of like an origin.
Oh,
And
okay.
this one's gonna be rated R too.
Wow.
So kind of a different take on the Joker.
Is this, do you know, is this supposed to be, that the most recent Batman and Joker with, what's his name?
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, that passed away. I mean, he had to take on a pretty dark persona in that one. Is this going to be that style of movie, do you know?
Yeah, he looks a little bit more of a kind of a psychopath. I think it is a little
Well,
bit more.
Joaquin is really good. He's one of my favorite, and we don't see him as often as I would like.
Yeah, it's got to be a challenge. By the way, thanks for the call out. But it's got to be a challenge when, we've talked so many times here about these really gifted actors who really take on the role. If you're taking on a really dark role, I think if I lived in the same house with that person, I'd probably want to maybe go on vacation for like a few months or something like that. Seems like it'd be a little spooky.
Yeah,
Well, Heath Ledger kind of ruined the Joker for other people. He did such an amazing
Yeah.
job with it.
Truly,
I don't know if they're ever going to
right.
top that performance.
Right.
But
Wow.
Joaquin is really good. And remember, he played Emperor Maximus in Gladiator.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
sure.
really good.
And now Hobbs and Shaw, did you throw any saw blades at that at all, Andy?
Sure, it's got the rock.
Yeah. As long as Dwayne Johnson's in it, you throw at least a few saw blades, right?
Yeah, and I like Statham too.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, I mean, has there really been a Fast and Furious movie in all of the, 115 versions that they've done now or whatever? Have any of them really had a plot? I mean, isn't it always just?
No, they're all just really dumb.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's, you get to see a lot of, if you're into, drag racing scenes and jump, as we've mentioned here, countless times, jumping cars from one skyscraper to the next and things that, I don't know about you, but you typically don't see every day.
Yeah, in one of them, they're racing cars across the Arctic ice pack, and
That happens a lot too.
the Rock leans out of his vehicle and kicks a torpedo, so that the torpedo will be change directions and go in a safe direction.
Yeah, well, I mean, haven't you ever done that?
He does it every Friday with me.
Don's back in the corner. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I mean, these have all been wildly successful. So I mean,
Yes,
sometimes
that is the bottom line.
That's the bottom
Wildly
line.
successful.
and sometimes I think we
Billions of dollars in Fast and Furious movies.
and sometimes I think we enjoy that departure from reality. Just put me. I mean, well,
Oh, absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, it's like Avatar. It's not something you see every day either. But
No, it's new one coming.
yeah. And when is that supposed to be happening? Do you remember?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, next year we're going to be starting. I think they made 3 or 4 more of them. So we'll be getting one every year here, starting next year.
Now, we're almost out of time, but Craig, one of the things that you had mentioned is that this is, typically kids just getting back to school and everything, kind of a slow time of year. But you do have some big stuff coming out, like this Stephen King movie. Are there any others coming down the pike soon?
You know what? Ad Astra is coming up on, I think, September 20th. It's a Brad Pitt film.
Oh, really?
Kind of a Brad Pitt sci-fi that is getting rave reviews right now. It's in the Venice Film Festival. It's doing really good there.
Wow.
Cool.
I don't know how big of a moneymaker it'll be, but it looks pretty interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah, September really is just a huge drop off. You've got the summertime, all these big movies, and it just really slows down.
Well, it sounds to me, and again, we're out of time, but it sounds to me like Andy's got his finger on the pulse of something interesting to go check out. Blinded by the Light. It's rated PG-13. Take your teens with you and check out a movie with a good moral. Again, it plays at 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30, and you can always find out what's playing and when it's playing by just going online to sawmilltheaters.com or giving Craig a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 595-0875.
It's a love story about a high school kid
Yeah.
that goes smoochy with a girl.
Oh,
Well, that's relatable.
yeah. And then,
Or at least, I mean, when I was a teenager, it was. Now.
classic movie coming up, Legends of the Fall. Classic movie, just so you
And
know.
that's the first Saturday of the
Plan
month.
ahead, yep,
Blood drive tomorrow morning.
yep.
That's right, and if you donate blood, the Bloodmobile will be out in front of the Sawmill Theaters
Yes.
tomorrow morning. If you donate blood, you get a free movie pass to go in and check out any movie you want for
Yes,
free.
yes indeed.
Gotta love it.
New faith-based film coming up on Saturdays here in a couple of weeks.
And that's the third Thursday, or third Saturday of the month?
Yeah, third Saturday of each month, the Faith Film Festival.
I
Yay.
love that idea. Thank
Starting
you for
out
doing
with
that.
War Room on the 21st
Oh,
or
awesome
22nd.
movie.
A
Go
lot of
see it,
people
go see
anxious
it.
to see
Love
that, and hats off to the Sawmill Theater, always doing good things, and I think
Yes.
that's one of them.
Thank
We have to
you,
take a break,
Greg.
and when we come back, Maya Cressman from the Rim Country Regional Chamber of Commerce is going to be telling us about the upcoming business showcase. All that and more coming up. First, a look at weather.